Lost his way a little bit at the end of last year, and I don't even think he performed to his full potential in the Ryanair even, but you know, he's obviously pulled up then in quick round and Punchestown at the end of the season behind Kenboy. But he's a horse on his right day. He's a very good horse with a lot of potential.
Previous winner here at Clonmel as well. He won the big 3 mile novice hurdle a couple of years back, did Monolith. And very interesting to see how he gets on today. They're the big two on paper, but there are 3 other very good horses in the field as well. In the headgear over on the far side there, number 4, if we just pick him up, just coming across in the sheepskin noseband, is Peregrine Run. Might try and find him for you. The grey just going out of the ring is 2A Permis, who was behind Jet when they clashed last time, Ruby. It'll be interesting to see how that renewal of rivalry goes.
Yeah, it will be. Look, I just think, you know, Jet had a run in Gorham behind Snow Falcon, and he showed that fitness in Punchestown. I think 2A Permis should have improved a lot from Punchestown. I think he's the one that, if there's one outside the top 2 to get involved, to me it'll be 2A Permis. And I think Peter Fahy's done an amazing job with Peregrine Run. I mean, he's placed them brilliantly well to win 16 races.
He's just coming actually past us here now, the horse with the blinkers on, Peregrine Run, and that 16th win came just the other day at Thurles in a conditioned hurdle. You said it there, really has been very well placed,
yeah, he does. He likes dry ground, so you know, whether he'll be able to handle today's conditions or not, but he's nothing to lose. He's been brilliantly placed by Peter, and the options for him from here on aren't...
I think he's off on his winter holiday.
I'd say he is. There's not many more options for him.
Okay, so the runners leaving the parade ring. Monolith will be the last one out, and he seems to have relaxed a bit now, which is good to see. Ahead of his seasonal debut, the Clonmel Oil Chase, 75 grand for the Grade 2, not too far away.
And it's the first sight of Douvan since the Punchestown Festival of 2018, when he was beaten by his stablemate Understow. He's back, he's stepping up in trip, the 8-time Grade 1 winner no less, twice a victorious horse at the Cheltenham Festival, is 6-5. Monolith is 7-4, 2A Permis 6-1, 13-2, now 7-1. Peregrine Run at 10-1, and Jet, having mixed it between 16-1 and 14-1, is currently 16-1. But Douvan is now the 11-10 favourite as he makes his way down to post, looking to give Willie Mullins another winner in this race, and also another winner on the afternoon. It's good to hear from Patrick Mullins regarding this horse earlier, and it's just good to see him back. 11-10 about Douvan for the Clonmel Oil Chase.
Thanks, Nick. Yes, he does look a picture, doesn't he? And the punters obviously like what they see as well. Douvan, a very warm order at the top of the market at 11-10, and Monolith at 7-4. 2A Permis, who was, I think, a slightly bigger price initially when bookmakers went up on this into around about 7-1. They look, I think we agree, Ruby, they look in just about the right order now in the market, at least, don't they?
Yeah, it's probably hard enough to split Douvan and Monolith. I mean, on old form, yeah, Douvan obviously would be the one, but you know, it's so long since we saw him, and Monolith, you know, back on soft ground for start of a new season. But it'll be just interesting to see what way Paul rides Douvan. He does look very alive and well in the paddock, and even on the way to the start, there's a chance he could be enthusiastic early in the race, Gary. Now, it's a good start here, the 2.5 mile chase start, as we alluded to earlier with the hurdle race. He will run uphill for the best part of 4 or 5 furlongs, which will enable Paul to hopefully get him to relax into a rhythm. But having been so long off the track, he just won't want him to run with the chalk out for too long.
And Jet and Monolith on various occasions in the past have gone on in their particular races. Would you envisage one of them maybe making it?
I'd say Monolith will be good and handy. Jet, he was handy without making it the last day. He has the fitness advantage, but not necessarily ever see Jet as an out-and-out front runner. So I'd imagine Monolith will be out good and handy, but I wouldn't be surprised if Douvan took Paul on early, if he allowed him to move to the front to settle.
So even money now about Douvan, 2-1 for Monolith, 7-1 2A Permis. Peregrine Run at 10-1 and Jet at 16-1. He's the outsider, despite the fact that he was a good winner of a Grade 3 at Punchestown on his last start, though. He probably is a better horse on better ground, a bit like Peregrine Run, Jet, I think, isn't he? He
is, and to be fair, Alpha de Zobo was having a comeback run, but Jet had a run under his belt in Punchestown, and you know, I thought Robbie Power, as good as David Russell was in Alpha de Zobo, Robbie was brilliant on him that day. I think at this level he has a little bit to improve.
That was a terrific race to watch that day at Punchestown. Jet came out on top ahead of Alpha de Zobo. 2A Permis back in third, but plenty of people feel seemingly with the run under his belt, that 2A Permis might be able to turn the form around. Different conditions today as well. 2A Permis excelled in this sort of ground before.
He will, but I followed him last year when he won the Kinloch Bray and Thurles, and I do think he will want every yard of 2.5. I'd say he's more of a stayer, 2A Permis, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's ridden forward. He will want every yard of 2.5.
The only Gigginstown runner in the field, 2A Permis. Often see them in these sort of races with multiple representation. I don't think it's going to be too much longer then for the Clonmel Chase. Here's Jerry.
In the Clonmel Chase, the treat of midweek, and straight into the lead, the grey. 2A Permis, short run to the first of 14 fences, is followed by Monolith. Jet is on the outside of Douvan, who's making his long-awaited reappearance. Back marker in these early stages as they come to jump the second fence, Peregrine Run, a prolific winner in his own right, as the 5 runners come up the hill to pass the stands. 2 circuits to go, and in the lead is 2A Permis, last season's Troytown scorer. Opens up a 2.5 length advantage over Monolith with third Jet. Douvan tracks in fourth and dropped in last of the 5. Racing uphill to the third fence is Peregrine Run. Reaching the third, and it is 2A Permis and Sean Flanagan in front of Monolith and Rachel Blackmore. On the outside, Jet and Robbie Power, followed by Douvan and Paul Townend, and finally Peregrine Run, Kevin Sexton. The quintet race up the far side to fences 4, 5 and 6. 6 is the first of 2 ditches, and it's 2A Permis, 2 in front of Monolith. Third is Jet, driven into that one. Then Douvan and a couple of lengths to Peregrine Run, last of the 5. There's an Irish camera shot of the favourite Douvan on his return to action. Going now to the next fence up the far side, number 5. And it's 2A Permis with jumping into second place Jet, losing a place to third Monolith, and then Douvan and Peregrine Run. On now to the ditch, fence number 6, completing their jumping into back straight on this first of 2 circuits. And it's 2A Permis almost joined by Jet, bright orange colours on the outside of Monolith, who's gone up in between horses, a couple of lengths to Douvan, and last of all is Peregrine Run. A good run now on the flat, back to the 2 fences in the straight in the €75,000 Grade 2 Clonmel Chase. And it's 2A Permis the grey, continuing up front with Monolith second, a graded winner here back in his novice hurdle days. On the outside, Jet, big priced winner of the Irish Daily Star Chase in his last outing. Douvan continues in fourth, where he's been since Flagfall, and Peregrine Run always last. Straightening up for the 2 fences in the straight, 8 more left to jump, and these 2 taking them to the halfway stage. And it's 2A Permis in front from Monolith, the start colours. Outside with the noseband and key pieces is Jet, and they're followed by Douvan and Peregrine Run as they race. And Douvan made a mistake there, but got away with it. Continuing out of the fence, that'll be the last one next time. And in the lead is 2A Permis, yet to be headed, shows a length up on Monolith, 2 lengths back to Jet. Douvan is fourth, and 2.5 lengths to Peregrine Run, who remains last of the 5. So passing the halfway stage, heading away from the stands with 6 fences left to jump, and little changes from the outset. 2A Permis continues to lead Monolith, Jet, Douvan and Peregrine Run as they rise at this fence along the side, taking them to their final mile. And 2A Permis got in tight, and Douvan has jumped right up in between horses. Monolith is third. The complexion of the race is starting to change now. Peregrine Run relegates a dropping out Jet to be the back marker. Up the far side to the first of 3. 5 left to jump, and Douvan from fourth has gone up to lead over that first fence in the back straight. Emerged with a lead of a couple of lengths over 2A Permis and Monolith. 4 lengths then to Peregrine Run, and nudged along is Jet. Now to the middle fence up the far side, and it's Douvan up and over 3 in front. Monolith on the outside of 2A Permis, who's just beginning to lose his place. Then Peregrine Run and Jet to the last ditch. Final fence up the far side, and it's 3 from the finish. It's Douvan and Paul Town, and over from in second place Monolith and Rachel Blackmore, who've moved away from Awakening 2A Permis and Sean Flanagan. Then Peregrine Run, Kevin Sexton and Jet Robbie Power. Half a mile to go, and it's Douvan building up a 5 to 6 length advantage over Monaghan in third place, and driven along is 2A Permy as they begin the descent to the home turn with 2 fences left to jump in the Clonmel chase. And it's Douvan on his reappearance. In front from Monaghan and Jet, who's beginning to get a second win on the outside. 2A Permy continues to drop away, and then Peregrine Run. Run the home turn with 2 fences left to jump, and it's Douvan a couple of lengths in front of Monaghan, who's trying hard in the centre. On the outside is Jet. A break then to 2A Permy and Peregrine Run, but it's Douvan out nicely in front. Coming down towards the second last, it's Douvan by over 4 lengths to Jet on the outside of Monaghan as they jump the second last, and it is Douvan clear. Racing now to the final fence in the Clonmel chase. It is Douvan and Paul Townend over the last. Not the best of jumps, but it's good to see a good horse come back as Douvan strides on to win the Grade 2 Clonmel chase for Paul Townend. Willie Mullins and Mrs. Susanna Ritchie. Jet second, third Monaghan, fourth 2A Permy, Peregrine Run last of the 5.
The